Good night, what's up, the mayor? Hope I enjoyed my recent show. Talked about the CFL. I have a little bit of beer left. I'm going to save it for my. This won't be long. I'll talk for maybe 40 minutes. I'm done. Yeah. All right, seriously, man, are the best Canadian players amazing football players? Yes, they are. They're amazing football players. And the CFL knows that. Yeah, even they're talented players. They really are. But when you compare it to the NFL, it's not like the best players in America. That's why it's a bit of a letdown to the CFL scouts, obviously, to the CFL. That's why they just choose to bring in the undrafted guys. How to be the startup here? Obviously, just recently I looked at the CFL 2026 draft process. I watched their highlights. All the highlights I've seen, it's good quality football. The players, it's not like the NFL. The NFL draft picks. That's the thing, right? It's a significant different quality. It's not as good as the NFL guys. You know, I mean, they're amazing players. When you compare it to the players in the NFL, I mean, that's why they're not satisfied with it. They envy the NFL. So, yeah. You know, we're not going to have our best Canadian players shine up here in Canada and have these undrafted players, NFL cuts, guys who are also talented players, have nowhere else to play pro football. And these Canadian players are shining up here over those guys who are better than our best Canadian players. No. We got to bring the undrafted guys up here. Close the doors to the Canadian players. How it works. That's funny, I know. Yeah. Yeah. The fact that the NFL is interested in a lot of first and second round CFL draft picks, that's how you know the Canadian players are obviously talented. The CFL knows that, they're just too blind to see it. Even the NFL CFL is interested in a lot of your first round, second round draft. A lot of first round draft picks the NFL is interested in. They sign quite a few Canadian players in the first round in the CFL, and even some second round picks. First and second round picks. Some of those guys end up in the Canadian players end up in the NFL, or they get released and they come back and play in the CFL. By the way, the Canadians don't care about the NFL that much. Yeah, the NFL's not their league. It's not for the Canadian people. That's why they don't really care about the NFL. But they might as well take, even though their dreams play in the CFL, the NFL is the better league with hard paying work. They're interested in you. Some of them might as well take it for the heck of it. Yeah, even though I don't really care that much about NFL, I might just play in the CFL. It's a better league than the CFL, higher paying work. I might as well take a shot at it. Obviously, but the CFL is good enough for the Canadian people because they know the Canadian players. The Canadian players know the CFL's for them. The NFL's not for the Canadian players, for the American players. You know. CFL, the NFL's interested in a lot of your first, even some of your second round picks in your draft, man. Obviously. That's how you know the Canadian players are talented, CFL. You're just too blind to see it. You all think they're talented, but it's not like the American guys. But CFL, the NFL is interested in a lot of your first round picks in your draft, even second round picks in your CFL drafts. Obviously. Because the Canadian players are, so you know they're talented. But they're talented, but they're not I know they're not like the American guys in the NFL, CFL, but they're talented players, man. Even the NFL's interested in quite a bit of your Canadian guys in your draft, man. Obviously. I'm sorry. But the later rounds, the quality dips a little bit. Obviously, first maybe 4 rounds in the CFL, it's pretty good. It's good quality. In like 5th, 6th round, the players are not as good, obviously, as the players in the earlier rounds, obviously. But they're still good enough to play like special teams, right? That's my point. Obviously, because how would it work if they got rid of the American talent? Chances are players in like the first 4, maybe 5 rounds, some of them, a lot of those guys will be stars, and the later round guys will be like practice roster guys and like special teams guys. That's how it would work if they got rid of the American talent, obviously. But the quality will dip a little bit because the Canadian players are not as talented as the American players, obviously. Yeah. Yeah. Why the NFL is really interested in a lot of first round picks in the CFL? Yes. Yes. Even some second round picks. Yeah. Usually the first round guys, the best players in the draft, and like some of the second round guys, the NFL is interested in those players, and they grab a few of them, and a lot of them end up signing. A few of them sign in the NFL as undrafted free agents, obviously. Drafted in the CFL, but undrafted in the NFL, and they end up on a practice roster, or they're second, third string, the Canadians, or they're bouncing around playing special teams, and they end up coming back in the CFL. Obviously. Yeah, the Canadian players. I told you, the Canadian players don't really care about the NFL, right? But they might as well take a shot at it because it is the better league. Like, I'm satisfied with the CFL. I want to play in the CFL. But if the NFL's interested in me, I might as well take a shot at it, even though they know it's not for the Canadian players. They might as well take a shot at it, right? Might as well give it a shot, but they don't really care about the NFL and the Canadian players. Their dreams playing in the CFL is a dream. NFL's not for the Canadian players; it's for the American players. Yeah. 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 Who's the highest paid player in the CFL? Nathan Rook is the highest paid player. He makes like 600 something thousand, something like that, in the league. And he has a marketing deal with the league, with like TSN, and he has a nationwide endorsement thing, whatever it is, with like TSN or something like that. Yeah. So he has a marketing deal. They're probably going to end up doing maybe a nationwide commercial with Nathan Rook or something like that. He has a marketing deal with the CFL. He has the biggest marketing deal out of all the quarterbacks because the league's not stupid. They know he has higher market value. He's drafted in the league. He's Canadian. The CFL knows this, but they're just too blind to see. Yeah, we pay. Like, you think it's a coincidence, CFL, that the highest paid player in your league is a fucking Canadian player, man? Obviously, Nathan Rook is the highest paid player in the CFL. This is only like his 4th season in the league. Obviously, he's making more than Zach Caleros and Bo Levi Mitchell and all these star quarterbacks. Zach Caleros makes about the same amount of money as Nathan Rook, obviously. And yeah, I think he has a marketing deal too, but he has like a small little marketing deal. I know why, because the CFL knows the American players don't have high marketability up here. They're American, they're not from here. No one knows anything about these guys. Whereas the Canadians have higher marketability. The key with the Canadian talent is all about marketing. You gotta really market, especially the quarterbacks, you gotta really market them on TSN at the universities. But I went online, the the average attendance for each university game in a university, it went down over the years. I remember back when I saw like in 2012, 2011, the games were packed. It said that the attendance went down, obviously, university games, obviously. But there is a bigger demand for the Canadian football players, obviously. A good 50, 80,000 people tune into the CFL draft on TSN in Canada. So the Canadian, more people in Canada know about, and the universities too, especially the football fans. They know all the football fans. Universities know all these players got drafted. The people who are sport fans at the university, they know the CFL players got drafted. In all the universities, obviously, the players from that school, they know. The sport fans mainly. The other students might not all of them might not know, but the sport fans at the school, they know. Obviously, when the football players get drafted, obviously. Yeah. Stop playing with my hair. My hair's getting loose. This one here. One of my hairs are loose, obviously. Yeah, and that's very weird. All the legends in the CFL are not the CFL's Canadian best players who were draft picks. There were all these undrafted American guys who did not get their opportunity. Those are the CFL legends. The CFL's obviously blinded by the American talent, obviously. Yeah, we're blinded by it, man. I'm sorry. We're not going to have our best Canadian players shine over the undrafted guys. Like, they deserve to shine here. They're better. We're not going to let our Canadian players shine here and have lesser quality football. And these American guys can't play pro football. That's why CFL. Yeah, we're not going to have the best Canadian players shine up in Canada when the undrafted guys are a bit better than our best Canadian players. No. We got to lock those our best Canadian players. We got to bring up these undrafted guys. Yeah, but CFL, man, no pro league grows like this way with players who are not draft picks. No pro league grows a league this way. It's very weird. Yeah, it's fucking weird, man. Yeah. Yeah. Right, you really can't take the league seriously. No, I can't, man. I don't know how you can all hands feel. Yeah, we know what you mean. It's a bit weird. We don't really care, man. Like they killed it, but yeah, I get these guys killed up here, but like, come on, all you can evolve fans who love to see evolve, man. Like, you guys know all these legends in CFL. The Dream was not playing here, man. They're only legends here by default. Dream was not playing in the CFL when they were kids, so it's very weird. They happen to be legends that we never dreamed of playing in by default. And these are the people who the CFL honors for the Canadian people when they induct into the Canadian Football Hall of Fame. So it's very tough for me to take league seriously. I can't take league seriously. It's weird. It's weird, man. For me personally, it's fucking weird, man. It's a regular weird way of growing a pro league. No pro league grows a league this way, and all the legends in every pro league dreamed of playing in that league when they were kids, playing that specific sport. For the CFL, it's not like that. All the legends never dreamed of playing in the CFL when they were kids. They all dreamed of playing in the NFL. They're only legends in the CFL by default because they didn't get an opportunity. That's why they're legends up here. Otherwise, they would never would have. You never would have seen any of these guys here. Like, it's very weird. No pro league is like that, right? Yeah. The reason why it's weird like that because the CFL brings up American players from a different country who are not Canadian, who never dreamed of playing in the CFL. That's why it's very irregular and weird the way the CFL grows a league, and the league, they produce all these legendary players that they just grab from the states for on negotiation lists. Those are the guys who are legends up here instead of our best Canadian players who are the draft picks. They just grab guys from the states, guys who are undrafted, NFL cuts, practice roster. These are guys they grab from the states, and some of them end up killing up here, and they have an amazing career. And those are the people who become CFL legends in the CFL. And the CFL honors these guys as legends up here in Canada to the Canadian people. When their dream was not playing it, they're only legends here by default. It's very weird. That's weird. That's weird, man. That's funny, I know. Like, no pro league is like this. No pro league grows a league this way. Like, every pro league grows their league with their draft picks. They don't grow it with players from a different country who are not draft picks. It's very funny. That's funny, I know. Yeah. Like, yeah. No, I mean, that's weird. The CFL, yeah, like the CFL knows, like, the best Canadian players they draft, they all dream of playing in the CFL. They're Canadian. Their dream is being a legend in the CFL. All their dreams, all the Canadian football players' dream is being a CFL legend, obviously. They want to be a legend up here. Obviously, but for the American guys, it's not like that. They never dreamed of being American CFL legends. They dream of being NFL legends. That's their dream. They're only legends here by default. Matt Dunnigan, Ricky Ray, Anthony Carrillo, Henry Burris. Obviously, these guys never dreamed of being CFL legends in CFL. This was not their dream. They're legends in your league by default because they didn't make it in the NFL. That's why they're legends here. Otherwise, they never would have been legends in your league CFL. These are the people who you induct into your Hall of Fame and who you honor to the Canadian people. This legendary quarterback passer, 50,000 yards. Let's honor this man today. Yeah, it's cool. I get that. I respect what they do. It's very cool, obviously. But I know these legends in the CFL, quarterback legends in the CFL, they never dreamed of playing here, man. The dream was playing in the NFL, wasn't playing here. Yeah. That's why I always found it weird. For me personally, obviously. Yeah. Oh, that's funny, I know. Almost done. Here, guys. This is one. Fuck, I didn't get much sleep. I only had like 4 hours of sleep today. I think 5 hours of sleep. So after this video, I'm going to bed. I'm fucking tired. Yeah. Fucking tired, man. Yeah. Yeah, right. The NFL does grab Canadian players. Yeah, but very few. And the Canadian players, even though the NFL does grab a few Canadian players from the CFL, obviously, who are drafted into the CFL, obviously, and they're undrafted NFL free agents, all that stuff. They're actually the best talent from Canada, obviously, who happen to play in an American football league. But so even though they're not American, they're the best, the greatest talent from Canada who are playing in the NFL. So the NFL, I can take the league more seriously, obviously, even though they do grab a few Canadian players who are not draft picks in the NFL. They're draft picks in the CFL because the CFL's for the Canadian players. They're undrafted free agents in the NFL. You can take the league seriously because the talent they grab from Canada is the best talent in Canada, obviously. That they take, obviously. Yeah. That's why the NFL, I can take the league seriously because I know a lot of these draft picks are going to be star players. Special teams players, quite a bit of them are going to be stars. Quite a bit of bust picks, obviously. I know a lot of these draft picks are going to be stars in the NFL. CFL's not like that, man. There's yeah, like 1% of the draft picks are stars, and like 99% of the bust picks, obviously. I'm sorry, man. I know a lot of the draft picks are bust. We have to close the doors on the Canadian players. They're not good enough, man. We don't care about them. Yeah, CFL doesn't care about the Canadian players. Yeah, we don't care about them. Canadian players. We draft them to get out of people football, but we got to close the doors and they're not talented enough. We got to bring up all these Americans. Canadian guys are not good enough. We got to bring up the American guys. Not good enough. That's why CFL does that. That's funny, I know. Yeah. That's why you can't take league seriously. No, I can't because I can't resonate with these American guys, and I can't take the league seriously because these are the people who the CFL honors as their legends, man, in their league. And I know their dream was not playing here, so it's very very weird and irregular. I can't resonate with American players, and I can't take the league seriously. Obviously, Henry Burris passed for 50,000 yards. That's honor this core legendary quarterback today, and they honor Henry Burris. Yeah, it's amazing. He's a legend up here. Fans love him, CFL. I get that, but Henry Burris' dream was not playing here, man. Like when he was a kid, he never dreamed of playing in CFL. Americans don't care about the CFL. CFL, like no American player dreams of being a CFL legend. They don't care about the CFL. Their dreams of being an NFL legend. Henry Burris just happens to be a CFL legend because he didn't get his apple to do. That's why he's in a CFL. Henry Burris, obviously. Yeah. Carson Zara, Anthony Garillo, Matt Dunnigan, they're legends by default in the CFL. When they were kids, they never dreamed about playing in the CFL. Their dream was playing in the NFL. They're only in your league by default. They get an apple too. That's why they're in your league, right? Duh. Yeah. So why the league doesn't like the Canadian players? No, they don't. Yeah, Ivan. Even though we're Canadian, like we don't like the Canadian players, Ivan. Like they're blind America. Yeah, we don't like the Canadian players. They don't deserve a shine for Ivan. They're not good enough. No. We gotta bring in the undrafted guys and have them shine. I get that CFL, but they're not your draft picks CFL. And most of your legends in your league are not even your own draft picks. They're players who you just grab from another country, who you put on a negotiation list. They're not draft picks. Like no league is like this. All the legends in every league are draft picks from the league who are drafted into the league. Their own players who they invested in. But for the CFL, it's not like that. All the legends in the CFL are guys who are undrafted NFL guys. Yeah. Or practice roster guys, NFL cut guys, those guys, third string guys, those guys are the guys who end up in the CFL who are legends in the CFL. Yeah. Instead of the CFL's own draft picks, they draft into the league. It's very weird, man. And that's weird, I know. I'm tired. Yeah. After this, I'm going to bed, guys. I'm really tired, man. Yeah. That's why you can't take league seriously. Yeah, I can't take league seriously. Honor this legendary CFL receiver. He received for 11,000 yards. Let's honor this man. You know what I'm saying they honor him, which is cool, and the fans respect what that person did up here. It's amazing. It's a success story, obviously. It really is. I know those players' dream was not playing here, man. They're only legends here by default, right? So it's very weird to me, obviously. Like when they were kids, they never dreamed of playing in the CFL. They dreamed of playing in the NFL, and they say like, let's honor this legend. Obviously, but like that legend is only a legendary by default. When they were kids, they never dreamed of being legends in the CFL. So it's very, as they're honoring that guy, you think about that, and it's very weird, and I can't resonate with the American players. I can't take them seriously. I mean, that's funny, I know. Yeah, it's weird, man. It's very weird going to league CFL. These are the people who you induct into your Canadian Football Hall of Fame, man. All because of your what? Your American blindness. You what? You grew your pro league in a very weird, irregular way, where all your legendary players never dreamed of playing in your league. These are the people who you inducted into your Hall of Fame. So it's a very weird, irregular way of growing a league CFL, all because of your American bias. You grew your league in a very weird, irregular way, obviously, that no other pro league does, obviously. No other pro league grows in this way. Every pro league grows a league with the draft picks, obviously. And all the legends in the league are, in most cases, other draft picks, obviously. Yeah. So I'm saying, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Why is this, man? Why does the CFL close the doors on the Canadian football players? A few reasons. They don't think they're good enough quality football. They don't think they're good enough quality brand to sell to the Canadian people. God, they're not good enough. That's number one. Second reason, they have the bias towards the American player, the American talent, blind to American talent. They don't like the Canadian kids. That's why they bring up the American guys. we're not going to have the best Canadian players shine in Canada and be legends up here, Ivan, when we can bring up the undrafted guys who are a bit better than the best Canadian players and have those guys. Yeah, I get that, CFL, they're a bit better, but they're undrafted players. They're not your draft picks. They're undrafted players from a different country who are not Canadian and who are not your draft picks. Those are the guys you just bring up here and you have them be your legends. It's very weird, obviously. They're not your draft picks, CFL. They're just guys you bring up here from your negotiation list, right? All the GMs are off their negotiation list. Yeah. Why? What's the negotiation? A negotiation list in the CFL. What the CFL scouts and GMs they get the rights for players in the States who they know will not make it in the NFL. Those are the guys or who are NFL cuts and practice roster guys. They put these a bunch of players on a negotiation list. When they put them on a negotiation list, they now have the rights to those players to play in the CFL. And they bring them up here and they sign them. That's how they bring them up here. But they're not draft picks. They're just guys they put on a negotiation list who they get the rights. They get the first rights to bring them up here. But they're not draft picks. That's how they bring up all these American guys. Like Bolivar Mitchell, Zach Caleros, Bernard Allen Jr., all these guys, they put them on negotiations. They just bring these guys up here. A bunch of guys up here, and a few of them happen to kill it, and the ones who kill it up here happen to become legends up here, and the ones who don't, who are busts, obviously, they get released, and they just bring up more players. That's how it works right now. That's funny, I know. I have a lot of undrafted players get released too. Oh yeah, there's a lot of undrafted players in the NFL who are even not good enough for the CFL. They get released. They do horrible up here too, and they get released. And the ones who do get released in both leagues are the ones who are obviously crushed because they have nowhere else to play pro football except for the UFL or the Arena Football League. But no American football player wants to play there. Like that's a minor league. It's not a pro league. It's a minor league. There is no legends in that league because it's a small minor league. That's why they don't want to play there. CFL is the second choice to the American players. They don't make it to the NFL. They have an opportunity to be able to blow up. No, but I told you, a lot of them use the CFL to get on the NFL show. Yeah, I don't. I have to. I'll just play in the CFL. Hopefully, I kill it up here. Play here for 3 years. I can get another NFL shot playing in the NFL. Because the American players usually not playing here. Obviously. And the CFL wants to grow the league with those guys and market those guys to Canadian people. When a lot of them are using your league, CFL, as a flyweight to get another NFL shot, and you wonder why your league's not growing. The reason why it's like that, CFL, is that they're just not playing here, man. They're only in your league by default, right? That's why they're playing your league. Because they get a NFL team, that's why they're playing your league. Yeah. Right, does the CFL know that some players are using the league as a following? Of course they do. They're not stupid. They don't care, though. Yeah, we don't care, man. We lose in the NFL, they'll just grab more guys from the States, man. They just grab more guys. They do, right? That's why the GMs don't really care. Yeah, Ivan. We lose a player in the NFL, we'll just grab more. There's a bunch of players to choose from in the States, man. Undrafted guys to choose from. They just grab more guys. Grab NCAA guys who were undrafted or guys who got cut from the NFL. Guys who are bubble guys who like quarterbacks who want a practice roster. They grab those guys. Like Mike Riley was on a practice roster, I believe, for the Packers when he played with Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, he was on a practice roster, Mike Riley, and they put him on a negotiation list to CFL, and they brought him up there. He was an amazing quarterback up here. He had a not bad career, but yeah, that's how the CFL brings guys up here. They just bring these guys up here and they have them be stars, but that's how it works, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's funny, I know. Trent Richardson, obviously, he was a bust pick in the NFL. Obviously, he ended up in the CFL. He even admitted that he used the CFL. Yeah, my dreams playing in the NFL. I want to get another NFL shot. So he wanted to develop. There's a lot of American players that use the CFL as a developmental league to develop their skills and hopefully they kill it up here and hopefully the NFL's they use the CFL as like a highlight reel, like a tape for the NFL, so that way they can get an NFL shot. A lot of these American guys up here. That's why the CFL is kind of seen as a minor league, right? Because a lot of players use the league. The American players use the league to get an NFL shot. But CFL is like, we don't care, man, if they're using our league, man. Like, they're talented. Yeah, the CFL's crazy, man. It's a very regular way of growing a pro league CFL instead of growing with your own draft picks. And you're blind by the American talent. You're crazy people, man. Yeah, man, they're crazy fucking people. Yeah, we're blind on American talent. We don't care, man. Like, we don't care if they're using our league. We gotta have these guys come over with these stars, Ivan. The name player is not good. Yeah, they're blind by the American talent. We're crazy people. Yeah, we're blind by them. Sorry. The name player is not good enough. We're not gonna have our best name players shine over these undrafted guys, Ivan. No. They're better. They're a bit better than our best name players. We gotta have these guys. Stars are Ivan. Crazy people. Stop playing with my hair. Yeah. Why do GMs get pissed off when they lose some of their first round picks in the NFL? Yeah, they do, obviously. Because the NFL just took like their best players, some of their best players. They do get pissed off about that too, the CFL. But with the Canadian players, you don't have to worry about losing the NFL. But the CFL does lose a few of their draft picks in the NFL. Their first round pick guys, right? Some of them end up signing in the NFL. The first round guys and some second round guys, Canadian players in CFL, they end up in the NFL. And some of the GMs are a bit pissed off when they lose those guys in the NFL, obviously. Yeah. And how it works in the CFL draft, if the NFL's interested in some of the first round picks and second round picks, the value of the player goes down, and the CFL might take those guys in the later round because they know they might not see them for maybe a couple of years. So they'll just draft a different player. Does that make sense, guys? Their value goes down because the NFL's interested in some of the first round picks and see how stuff works. Yeah. Obviously. And that's how you know CFL our best name players are talented. The fact that the NFL's interested in some of your draft picks, that's how you know the best name players are talented in CFL. You're just too blind to see it. Yeah, Ivan, they're talented, Ivan, but they're not like the Americans. I know they're not like the Americans, but the NFL is interested in some of your best Canadian players in CFL. That's how you know the best Canadian players are talented, man. They're just not as talented as the American guy. The American guys are more talented, but they're talented players. Ivan, they're talented, but it's not. Yeah, I know it's not like the NFL, obviously, but it's good enough quality for you. Can't just be blind. It's not good enough, man. They're a bit raw. When I see the highlights of the CFL draft process, that's good quality for me. Amazing quality football. Yeah, they're good players, but they're a bit raw, man. They're not like the American. That's why I think the CFL lost those are Canadian players. Yeah. Yeah, right. If the Canadian players' dream is playing in the CFL, how come some draft picks go to the NFL? Well, because it's a huge opportunity. Obviously, they might as well take it, right? Yeah, my dream's playing in the CFL, but they know the NFL is the better league. They can pay them way more money. They might as well take a shot at it. But like, they don't really care, man. Like, their dream's playing here. I might as well take a shot at it. If I don't make it, I'll just play in the CFL. My dream's playing in the CFL anyways, because the Canadians know the NFL's for the American players. It's not for the Canadian players in the NFL. The CFL's for Canadian players. They just take a shot at it. They don't care about the NFL, the Canadian players. Right? They don't really care about the NFL. Yeah. Yeah. Even Nathan Rourke admitted in an interview, I think, even though Nathan Rourke went to the NFL, he went to the NFL for the heck of it because he might as well take a shot at it, and it's a better league, it's higher paying work. He took his NFL opportunity, but in an interview, he said, yeah, he's like, the CFL is my home. CFL is my home. He said that when he came back to the BC Lions. Yeah, the CFL is my home. Yeah, the Canadian players don't care about the NFL. Their dreams playing here because this is their league. Like, this is their country. They're Canadian. The league's for them. The NFL's not for them. It's for the American players. That's why Nathan Rourke said, I think in one of his interviews, yeah, the CFL's my home. And he signed an extension with the BC Lions. And I don't think Nathan Rourke is going back to the NFL. If he kills it for the next couple seasons, the NFL's interested in. Nathan Rourke will decline NFL opportunities. He will decline it. Obviously. He'll decline it. Yeah. Because Nathan Rourke is like 27, 28 years old now. And he signed like a 2-3 year extension, so until he's like 31, yeah, he's not going to go back. He's not going to go to the NFL ever again. I don't think Nathan Rourke is ever going to go back to the NFL. He's staying up here, man. He has an amazing career up here. He doesn't want to jeopardize his amazing career up here in Canada, right? Yeah. And the CFL is his home. He even said, yeah, the CFL is my home. Said that. He's Canadian, man. Yeah, man. He's Canadian, obviously. Yeah. Well, the American guys, it's the opposite. Their hope is to be in the NFL. They don't care about the CFL, the American guys. They're not playing it, man. They're not Canadian. The league's not for them. It's for the Canadian players. That's why I find it very weird with the CFL, with the legends. Yeah, all the legends in the CFL are legends never get to play, which is very weird, obviously. I hope the league grows. Maybe the American way is the way to go. And all you American players in CFL, I know I was a bit hard. Yeah, you're a fucking dick. Yeah, I know I hurt you guys. I hurt your feelings. Yeah, man, you went hard on our league. You hurt our athletes. Like, yeah, I know, guys. I was an asshole. I was a dick, but you guys got him in, man. That was funny, right? Yeah, that was funny. I died laughing. I know it's funny. But I hope the league grows, guys. I hope it grows. Hopefully the league can grow. We'll see what happens, obviously, with American talent, right? Even though I disagree. This is I'm wrestling up. Peace out, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed my CFL show. Peace out, guys. Don't hate him, son.